Good day, everyone. Today we're going to look at changes in the market price. The market price determines the quantity of a good that a firm produces. As long as market demand remains constant, that means the same, the individual firm's demand and its price will also remain constant. Remember, whatever happens in the market will also happen in my individual firm when it comes to a perfect competitive firm. If market demand and price increases, the individual firm's demand and price will also increase. So basically, your individual firm is mimicking, in other words, doing exactly what is happening in the market. Explain the nature of the demand curve under perfect competition. So in other words, I ask you, what is the nature of the demand curve? Okay, remember, if it's in the market, my demand curve is a normal demand curve, and wherever demand and supply curve meet, we will have an equilibrium point. But for my individual firm, there's something special about the demand curve. All right, so I'm not going to give you this one, so think a bit. The graph that I drew step by step, what happened in your individual firm with its demand curve? What does it look like? Right, then also another couple of questions. Illustrate an increase in the market demand, how it will affect the revenue of a single firm. Number 2, illustrate an increase in the market supply, how it will affect the revenue of a single firm. Illustrate a decrease in the market demand and how it will affect the revenue of a single firm. And lastly, illustrate a decrease in the market supply, how it will affect the revenue of a single firm. So in other words, here they're talking about your graphs. Okay, so basically if there's a change in the market price, remember, my individual firm is going to have to do the same, right? So if there's a change in the demand increases, the demand should also increase for my individual firm. Use a graph to illustrate the effect on revenue of the individual firm when firms leave the market. Okay, this is an exam type question. So use a graph to illustrate the effect on the revenue. So what will happen to the revenue of the individual firm when firms leave the market? In other words, meaning there's now less competition. Okay, so what's going to happen to that individual firm's revenue when it's still part of a market like maize farmer or selling computer chips? Then use a graph to illustrate the effect on revenue of the individual firm when new firms enter the markets. So in other words, there's now more competition. So what will happen to the individual firm's revenue? Will it increase or will it decrease? Okay, in other words, remember it's a horizontal line, so will it move up or will it move down? Then economic profits. An economic profit means a business earns more profit than it would have elsewhere using the same production factors. AR, which is average revenue, are greater than AC. AC is average cost. Imperfect competitors can make an economic profit in the short run. Short run is normally within a year. An economic loss, the firm makes a loss when its costs are more than its revenue. In other words, when average cost is more than average revenue, or when average revenue is less than average cost. Perfect competitors can make an economic loss in the short run. A normal profit, when the firm's average costs are exactly equal to its average revenue. So when AR equals AC, that is when my firm will make a normal profit. The firm's optimum production level, we also talk about this as the golden rule of production or maximization of profits. We talked about this earlier when I did the graph with you. That will always happen where MC equals MR. Okay, in the next lesson I'm going to do this graph with you step by step to show you how do we show it graphically when a graph is making a total revenue, total cost, and then how do we indicate it on our graph, whether there's a profit or a loss. Right, so for today's homework, please do those couple of questions here on the slides. You can use your PowerPoint presentation again, go through it to look up your answers, or you can use your textbook. Any of the two will be sufficient, but the summary is nicer on the PowerPoint if you use the PowerPoint. Okay, if there's any questions, please ask, and we will chat again on Monday.